who's going to control the mid game earlier, or does it really just boil down to the laning phase?
You know, in this case, I think the laning phase is pretty huge. It's still the way these teams function. One team could go ahead in the lanes, and the other one could just win a few fights right out of lanes, and that would still be fine for them. But it's certainly the early game. I think the first 15 minutes of this game could easily set up like the entire game itself. And for that side, the lane I'm least sure about is this mid lane. I'm not really sure how the Slok vs TA matchup goes. I mean, Slok does start with a poor man shield been stacked, and it should probably be okay farming for both of them, I'm guessing. I think that Slok can take off Refraction with Dark Pact. I'm not completely sure about that interaction, because it depends on like what instances it deals with, like what increments of damage the pack damage is split into.
That's true, and I'm actually quite surprised they're gonna be so bold as to put this Slark mid. I guess they feel that that level 6 quick use, and I mean there's no question to how he's so skilled, because he can play pretty much any hero mid and make it work. That's why TNC have been always so bold. One of the teams to play that Jarek up to mid before, and there we go.
And they started the PL mid, the Jug mid, all of those kind of things, but I mean, recently it's not been going as well. Like, honestly, in the earlier series, T went mid Phantom Lancer against mid ones Invoker and got totally wrecked. I mean, mid one is something else and has just kind of been ripping holes in all the other Southeast Asia mid players recently.
Yes.
But the Slok is actually not one that I've seen. I also haven't. It makes it more complicated to me that the matchup is against the TA, which very often is punishing to the melee cores.
But he's going straight out, just bashing away the Q very, very early. And I mean, putting this point into the Shift Essence, I don't know, I mean, it feels like he's a bit too vulnerable, especially since anyone can just come out and gank him straight up. Actually keep using the branches just for the extra times.
There's not great potential on MVP to gank into him. So I actually like this approach of just like actively try to dominate the lane early on. He's gonna go for a kill.
Oh, he actually gets the first blood, but bottom lane, however, they are still trying to go on Febby and for a very low amount of Febby. Well, he's trying to bottle up, needs to tether away to not be able to kill anybody. I mean, what happened in the middle? Oh, they're still going here? Did he actually die? Whatever. Oh, now
an Astral there.
I think they kill him off here. They just don't have any control.
No, he can tether away.
Oh, he gets away, so that's a huge waste of time. A lot of last hits being missed. I mean, what happened in that middle lane?
I mean, it's a waste of time for both sides, right? Because they're both committing a lot of heroes there. But Teehee was just trading hits, and the closer they got to the tower, I think the QO felt safer. Like, okay, I'm at the tower, he's not going to follow for that next hit. But Teehee knows that there's no meld, there's no refraction, and he's just building up those essentially pounces and kills him right under the tower. And it's actually, I really like this approach that he's had to the lane and just being aggressive earlier. This is for, he's going for another kill, yeah. Yep.
Get it! It's just something else, because...
So this...
Oh, yes,
I mean, that's... the thing that he's known for the mid PL and Jug and stuff is very often precisely this, that he goes for kills early on and the enemy doesn't expect it. When he plays mid clinks, he'll like not level Windwalk, or there's gonna be action at the bot lane, maybe nothing coming out of it. Like, I've seen Teehee play clinks mid and just go searing arrows, strafe, searing arrows, and then go for a kill and the enemy is just not ready for it, kind of thing. It's just something that he's very wise about, knowing exactly the situation when he can go for kills.
That's true. Bottom lane MVP, they're really getting zoned out very hard. They're going to get stunned here, but Febby with Tether going to keep forever. Very, very healthy. Actually, not, maybe not. Still have the damage, and actually, they may turn around an AO instead. The Cole that's gone. So AO is going to die here to the Bristleback as far as these stacks are continuing piling up. Maybe you can try and go around a Raven and win. That's pretty much it, but Febby, he definitely wants to go for Winter G, as he's telling Forever, go, go, go! No, they're not stopping it out, they're gonna keep on going.
He's
Guys,
dead.
2 stacks.
Yep.
Deny himself to the creeps. Oh, he gets it anyways.
It's actually a disaster. This is like, I mean, I was talking about how they might send the Witch Doctor because it's quite a strong lane for TNC with the Ancient Apparition, but if you live through the Chilling Touch, all of a sudden the lane for TNC is quite weak. And when your tri-lane is losing to a dual lane, that's like, it really is disastrous always. So I mean, we were talking about Bristleback recovering with stacks or whatever, but if they're the ones being the aggressors, they're the ones making kills, it counteracts very well what's happening in the mid lane where T's managing to bully Q a lot. Although, if we look at the CS,
They're going here for
Q is
Q on
gonna
the middle
die again.
lane. Yeah, I think he's just dead. Do they have
Oh, they don't
detection?
have-
No, they don't.
No.
No. Being him alive.
Early point in meld, that's probably not the norm here, and I think it's deliberately for that reason, but he just went for one more pact, and I think that should just about do
Oh,
the
they're going
trick.
to keep on going anyways. He dies here. Oh, the T heat. I think
I
this
mean,
is actually really good.
The hilarious thing about this is, like, look at the last hits. Q's got, like, more than twice the last hits T has, even though T's killed him 3 times already. It's just like, identifying what the priorities for each player in this lane are. Like, T just could not really care less about the creeps if he's going to be able to harass and kill the opponents in the lane.
It's true. I mean, at this point, he's just like, it's okay if I farm creeps, I'll farm you instead, QO. And he's really very close to that level 6, as QO is still struggling to find a level 5. We'll get it after this wave. Then I realized actually, this IO has suited himself to twice already. Bottom lane. I mean, can you imagine if the Witch? Pretty sure they could die. Actually, Forever, wait, he's trying to go on Raven, getting those stacks up. Maybe. Forever is actually zoning him out of this lane.
Yeah, I mean, but they've clearly made the argument for why they don't need the Witch Doctor here, and having the Witch Doctor top means that the Beastmaster gets a great time, Nature's Prophet gets zoned out a bit.
Going a Winter G, it's a support versus support battle, except it's 2-on-1. Winter G, of course, with its tether, Dubu's gonna get extra move. Very fire and boots down very low, but here comes T to zone them, and no more backup.
Yeah, so, I mean, all things considered, and it's pretty early to look, but if you look at the net worth, he definitely has a big lead over Kyo, despite the fact that Kyo is hitting more creeps than him. It's not as big a lead as maybe you might expect for being 3 kills up against your opponent. And it is about the last hitting coming into effect there, and you'll see Dubu just covering the mid lane there in case Teehee dives.
Pop it out here. Can he actually get the kill on Kyo? Does have a melt? Okay, wait, that's one. And no, the Dark Pact should finish him off, and he will be able to leap away. But I think Dubu will get the comeback kill here. Yes, actually, no, it goes power. And I mean, Scans, we haven't talked so much about top lane. I mean, MP and Sam H. Quiet so far. Been the Sam H, the ganks.
MP is having a great time, and that's because the Witch, like we said, the Dubu's actually spent most of his early game top. So Sam H is doing okay, he's getting the value once, but the Beastmaster is going to have very good timings this game, so the Bristleback. And I worry that the one thing going really well for TNC is that they're shutting down the TA a lot, but I think the TA is less important than the Bristleback and the Beastmaster.
True, because I mean, MVP, they rely so heavily on the Bristleback getting that mech, you know, being the frontliner where he can soak up all that damage. And actually here you're gonna see Winter maybe bang to Dubu here. Okay, maybe not, he's gonna got it.
They got dust, they can try
they're going on Kyo, they pop the dust, Kyo, the Melt Strike really not gonna save him, they wanna try for turnaround. But actually no, the Coconut's doing quite a bit of work, and he may be thinking about turning back. Nah, he's just gonna Shadow Dance away to creep pact. And
yeah.
Spending quite a lot of resources trying to secure these ancient stacks, so this is a huge priority right now, as Forever is going to steal himself a nice double or hard cap. Still not that close to the mech.
Yeah, and this, I mean, OD actually matches up quite well against Bristleback in the sense of stealing the intelligence, and LT can do a lot of damage to Bristleback, who's, even before you spam attacks on him, is going to have low intelligence always. Burning a mana, very nice with the ulti. So there are tools on TNC to deal with it later, and they're going to try and kill the Bristleback now with that Chilling Touch combination.
You have to, because Io's not here, and Forever, he will die here. Probably felt a bit too confident, you know, but the minute the IO is out, that was very great job to identify a kill. Middle lane, Kyo is pressing this lane, where else? Actually trying to rotate the top, tried to go for a kill? Oh no.
Yeah, he went top and then he pacted the stack, like they're gonna try and farm this big stack, but I think then he realized like that's, you know, it's too big, it's just gonna like kill him, and decide to run back down.
Alright, anyways, I mean Teehee, this is the good thing about his Shadow Dance, you know, Gen like you said, and Dubu's still stacking this up. You may want to giving this to the TA. It's QO, oh, Ayo's actually getting me a bit fucked. He's gonna get a very slow level for sure, and they're gonna go slowing down. Fabian for F, they have the tether. Yeah, he's dead. So one dead support for F, getting a bit more gold with the mech. Casual shockwave from the Satyr. And 5-4, this game is still very, very even. He actually thinking about going here on Kyo, brings down the refraction, and he does have protection. He does have a nice Melt Strike, and I think he wants to keep on going. He has to Shadow Dance if he needs to. He'll go for Kyo, but here, with extra sustain, he will just back off knowing his limits. Bottom, and the Arcane Room for Metal. once again, we still haven't seen Samage like rotating in because it feels like if he does, if he rotate in for maybe a Sprout, he killed the QO.
Maybe, I'm not sure. Witch Doctor is like really the perfect hero in those situations. It's not always as close as it looks, like with that Voodoo Restoration and Cask. In some ways, since they planted Doobie there, it's a bit of a bait each time. And I think TNC needs to be careful each time they judge about going in there. They actually rotate to the top lane now and hoping to find MP with a smoke. I think that they've gone deep into the jungle. I feel like maybe they could have killed MP.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Forever
they're
just
gonna find
clearing out.
another stack.
So if you kill this one quite, much better ease. It is 2 stacks, not as much as the triple. And MP, he is very close to his Necro book. Here, I mean, Febby and Forever just having a ball all the time. As you see the buckler already being completed, he's getting closer to the mech. Should get it after clearing the stack. That should open up a bit more space for QO, I feel. And Vintage, well, they have the ice set mid, but QO, I think they pretty much figured out that if Teehee is missing, something is up.
Yeah. Super interesting Ravens build this game, by the way. We've seen a lot recently
but
that
thank you all.
Invokers have started.
Just going straight up to the T, not really gonna connect.
Invokers have started going Ring of Aquila a lot more, and I think it's reasonable. I think to be against buying a Wraith Band on Intel Hero is like a facility if it's overall good value for you. But I haven't seen it on the OD before, and the Aquila plus the drum, it's like very early game, lots of starter items. So maybe that's just a recognition of like that's the kind of situation you're up against. But I just feel like if he's gonna have a Ring of Aquila and a drum at the point that Bristleback's got mech and Beastmaster's got Necros, it's gonna be outclassed with top lane Samage. Gonna be picked off. Teehee does come in, but I don't think he gets anything out of this. He needs to run away himself.
It's just kind of bad. Oh, I think he's gonna hunt him down. He's gonna keep going the Shadow Dance proc, and for people, I think he's actually still going. He wants to keep on diving this.
Yeah, decides against it, but you forced out the Slark's ulti. That's something on its own. And they're gonna get the tower, and this is where the kind of death ball of MVP starts. Bristleback has mech, the first level of Necro is up, they're gonna just go for a whole lot of buildings. Before you know it, they'll have Necro 3, before you know it, Bristleback's gonna have like a Crimson Guard, and things get out of control quickly if TNC can't stem the blood flow.
And it feels kind of rough with the picks because the Ninja's Prophet, I guess, you wanted him just for like these counter ganks across the map, said, but no, it seems like he's been getting way more out of the lane instead, and I just kind of questioned the planet. I mean, I felt like if you can go for something which can just fight against this 5-man coming out on the middle lane, Raven going for the imprisonment, and we will get the pounce into Febby, who does tether away to the creep just in the nick of time for him. The nice mech saving him, and he's gonna keep on trying. He still has a Shadow Dance, and he's gonna pop it right now on the IO Spirit Balls face. He will just back up. Winter G gets a stuck, who is very low on mana. The roar coming for MP in the top. He will find Teehee, and actually they're gonna keep on going forever. Oh, this is IO doing so much. There's just so much sustain. Quidance bouncing into Raven, now bouncing into Ayo, and gonna keep on going. This is way too deep as they keep on going. Maybe up base, maybe not. Realize it's not good enough, and Sam will clean up the long last. Forever to kill that Ayo. Oh wait, to get the spot forever.
They can't. I don't think they can kill him.
He has to relocate, keeping him there. He will be perfectly fine.
But honestly, the way the game is sort of working out. I think that Slark is maybe quite a bad pick against Bristleback here, because you just see like Slark's main strength is meant to be the ulti, the Shadow Dance in those fights, and Bristleback is just like standing his ground and spamming pulls, and Slark ends up running away each time. Whoa, there's a nice AOE coming in.
Oh, that's going huge! He killed. Maybe has to Shadow Dance. He's finally gonna be proc. Sam will rotate in as QO gonna start bashing up. I think Samage regrets his decision. He will die with the QO, feeding himself away to the TA. And that's the last person you want to be feeding right now. As well, go up the high ground. Teehee going to forever maybe.
He's already ulted.
Winter G, yeah, Raven, and here comes an Ice, but getting over. Riveter doing so much work as Raven will die. Winter G to follow as well. 3 for 1, not worth it as AO. Great Ice Blast. I think he's trying to bait them up here. Is it? Well, and I think even that's not enough to disengage them from Roshan, because they did that under his objective.
This is actually like such a curious situation. Teehee Slark was so phenomenal in lane, he just killed the TA over and over and over, and he did really well, but immediately out of the lane stage, I just think this hero is not giving them value at all. It's just like, compared to what the normal mid or safe lane one of the main cores would do, it's a lot to do with MVP's draft. You know, they've got all the healing, they've got the Bristleback mech. We just every fight we see T having to use his ulti to run away, and that's like, you know, like if he wants to be involved in tempo controlling early on, that's definitely not what he wants to be doing with his ulti. But he seems to have no choice in these fights. Like it's as if he just needs more items. But I don't think that MVP are gonna give him time to get there.
That's true. As MVP, he's really on necropooks too. You said he's going to. He's very close to this 500 more gold. I mean, at the same time, it's really the shadow dance. He's not safe because those sprays are always going to be there. The spirit balls and maybe even which doctor decides to go for the maledict. But it's a level 3 for the restoration. It's very hard for them, and I feel like the only way for them to win right now is if they somehow get a 5-man ice blast. Yeah, actually, wait. He already used it. Well, he still has the infinite. He's gonna use it hot out there, but Q is gonna just bring him down. The Mail Strike connect. It is level 4.
Q had an invis rune, so it was kind of simple. He just got really on top of the OD, then relocates in, and that's that. And
go to bottom, yep. Samage once again TPing it maybe to his death. We're gonna roar on the side as Vintage will die to MP, and Ice Blast only one, and he out after just recently peeing in. And it really feels like a draft problem as MVP is going to take another objective, and they will still keep on going with the Aegis as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, draft-wise, I feel like they should be able to win the 3v2 lane. This is just, MVP have perfected this Wisp Bristleback lane. They're really good at playing with the heroes, and you know, TNC get a bit outplayed there. The Slark though, it's so weird to say when the hero like 3-0s the mid lane 1v1. But it just feels like in the context of once the fights start, once the Bristleback and the Beastmaster did their timings, the Slark is
QO,
not the right
look
hero.
at the side blades, Vintage It's gonna melt as the Ice Blast is gonna land into QO. Actually, yeah, it's only on QO as 4F. It's kind of bit effective, but not directly. And back off as the OD seems kind of helpless. Aquila and drums. He's not exactly the huge damage which you need against 4F. And 4F wants to get on a sprout, but Ferry's gonna break the trees. Immediately QO going straight for Raven. I think this is GG right here. It is diving there behind the T3, going straight for Q, and actually Io's gonna get a double kill. That's a disaster right now as they're still very healthy. They still have the Aegis as well, I believe. Yes, it's still up on QO, and tons of earn charges. Dubu using all his mana of his level 3 Voodoo Restoration. Things do not look good for TNC. For F, he wants more blood. Goes in, so pick but now by QO going straight into AO. They're getting Febby, well, can't off. Very unlikely as MP's all about objective gaming. He has to level by it soon, and they will still keep on going. QO can't die. He just won't die, and they will get the melee lane of Rex trying for the ranged as well.
This is just such an awful thing to have to be against, and I just.
Oh no, Roar into Raven again. This is just horrible. This is a manslaughter in the enemy base. You are going to bring down Vintage again. Every time we cast Vintage game scans, like he always dies a lot. Remember his last game?
Yeah, I mean it does happen quite often. I mean when they're losing, obviously their support player's gonna be dying a lot. But this is just like, yeah, I mean this is just. Look, MVP knew about the draw, clearly had plans for it, led it through. TNC decided to pick it. TNC probably knew about the Io Bristleback as well. But okay, they're probably gonna be able to. I think kill Q, yeah. Maybe I'm not even.
Whatever, they cancel the effort for now and Q. Okay, actually Bristleback, he's just so tanky, so that's rough.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like everyone knows that MVP have this draft, but knowing that they have the draft and knowing how you're gonna deal with it are two different things. That's just, you know, they picked the Iron Bristleback in their first two picks.
Raven, well, can they kill Dubu here? Yes, they will finally kill him off. And Forev kind of running for the hills. Well, try and bring someone down. If him Kyo's back into the fray, kills off Samage. The MVP thing, and Forev, even though he has no mana, he's still just P. Gonna get the run to Raven, Tiki, Dark Pack, and Ice Blast is barely gonna collect into MP. As Forev uses the 6-1 charge, is gonna go back up, getting these kill sprays up, and actually QO. D, will he finally kill him off? Yes, it's. Oh, maybe they kill Forev here, but here comes Febby to the rescue. Not really, just kidding. And now the swap back into the fray as Febby, I think, dies here. Want to tether to, no relocate for 30 seconds. Yep, he is just gonna die, so. He.
Yeah, this was a little too much for MVP because their Beastmaster didn't have Necros yet when he went in with the Raw. Their Bristleback had no mana left. Like I was talking about before, OD, you know, hitting away at Bristleback with the orb is actually very damaging. So is the ulti. So MVP get a bit carried away there, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think that they're gonna respawn and maybe they wait for Rush again.
Oh wait, they
The
killed.
next time,
Oh dear.
the next time that they go for the push, it's still gonna be exceptionally difficult for TNC to hold. Like this game is very difficult for TNC right now.
It is. Oh, I mean, look at T. He doesn't have the Shadow Dance, not for 5 seconds. He needs a pounce. Dies here, Kuro. Guys, so now 2, 1. Get away! Nah, even Shadow Dance wouldn't have. Very last second health. I mean, actually, after thanks to that, almost team-wide 4 heroes down. MVP away 5,000 gold to TNC, but they still have a 10-game net worth advantage.
Yeah, and the problem is it's not really about the gold that much. It's not like, like if you just suddenly gave TNC each of their heroes like, I don't know, 2,000 gold or something now, it would help, but it wouldn't, like, the position they're in and the kinds of items that their heroes need to be able to fight, it's just, they don't have the tools to deal with the Bristleback and the Beastmaster at this stage in the game.
It's tough, and I mean, with the Yasha, he's gonna have more extra movement speed, bit more armor. I don't know, I mean, what do you think other picks could have done in start? Do you think Juggernaut, maybe a Queen of Pain better?
I'm not sure. To be honest, the bigger deal is almost certainly that their bot lane loses. That's like, it ends up highlighting the weakness of the slog that the Bristleback is doing so well. But when you have a 3v2 lane in your safe lane, you're supposed to do very well in that lane. It's simple as that. So if TNC can't do that, if they can't draft a winning lane and then actually win 3v2 there, that's an issue. Then they just need to be banning out the Bristleback or the Aya and not playing against it ever, because it's very rare for a team to come out of losing a 3v2 lane and not struggle after the lane stage as a result.
I mean, at the same time, maybe what there's always a Winter G drops Q away. Can they kill him off here? Saved immediately, but no, he's still alive. And actually, no, he will finally go down to the Ancient Apparition as the Therefore, what's gonna do is full duration banging onto Winter G. Gonna die to 4F, and 4F gonna keep on going. Actually, gonna turn around and Raven. His kill stacks are coming up. He's gonna get frozen and take most of his mana taken away by the city's eclipse. 4F still going ahead, caught up by in the tree. It's just trapped there by Sam H. As the will finally die. And over here, Teehee on the journey of his own, all into the side is a Bristleback will come off long last. Actually, so MP they still get the lane of Rax, and that was still pretty even actually in terms of net worth, but 3 for 1 that is destroyed.
Yeah, the story of the game is like over and over they're able to kill Kyo's TA, but from the lane stage to the team fight, the TA is actually just not very important to the draft in this game. It's about the Bristleback, and yeah, the OD is good at burning the Bristleback's mana, but you've got an IO that just gives all the mana back, and we do see again Febby on his signature, we're about to win the game, I'll buy 2 vitality booster build. He's actually got a 3rd on the career. I don't know, I would love to know actually. I don't think anyone's asked him or he's on the record about this, like, if this is a build that he'd go for more generally. It just seems like every time you see Febby doing the spam vitality booster build, it's like when they're already close to winning the game. So I don't know if it's like a super serious build, like does he think that vitality boost is just great value item? Or is it like a little bit of BM, or like, just to finish out the game, get that value for money and HP? I'd be interested to know if that's like just his regular stance on playing support heroes, just buy lots of vitality boosters.
I mean, I guess I can try asking 4F later, ask him to ask. But I am curious as well, because I mean, vitality boosters, why not point boosters? Pretty good as well, but maybe he just likes to tolerate.
Yeah, vitality booster gives you more HP. That's that could just.
That's always the thing.
If I think vitality booster is the most efficient way to get HP for gold in terms of slots. Like I imagine braces are better value for money, but then you're gonna use up your slots a lot more quickly.
Oh, they will destroy the slot in the middle lane. That Moke, right? But QO gonna Fraction's finally popped, but I don't think they can kill him off as they'll probably just push in the top lane. Last T2 of game. Look to close this as well. I mean, giving a Beastmaster free farm, not exactly a good idea. And I think MVP, they just identified that.
Well, again, it's TNC should be happy to give the Beastmaster free farm if they, if it's a safe lane Beastmaster, he's allowed to get free farm. The problem is that their off lane Bristleback also kind of got free farm. They were like a little bit behind at the beginning, but once they started winning the lane, they just ran away with it completely. And this is the strength of this lineup and this composition, and especially MVP when they run it, they just have very good understanding of how to push it.
Gonna bring a bit of damage to Forever. He's gonna bring Febby tethering to him, but he is still stuck there. Do we get an Ice Blast connect? He is gonna just break the Ancient Apparition in the back. Ice Cream for everybody. That's why we'll get destroyed by the ODA. He'll be forced to buy back here. Hills, they need to do something, they need to catch QO, but can they don't really have any stuns, do they have detection? Actually maybe not, he's gonna get relocated out as Bench will kill MP to get 1,000 gold, so he's now a lot of gold for wards. Let's see, he's gonna keep chipping for Dubu, TP is out, Glimmer Cave, no we don't have detection again. And TNC somehow hold on and they will find themselves 3B in Febby.
This is one of those few times where OD is just really good against Bristleback. Like I've mentioned many times, he's burning his intelligence, he's burning his mana, and it's one of those few times where you see the Veil in OD and it's not just for the stats. Usually when OD is by Veil, it's almost exclusively for the stats, but to put the Veil with the AA ulti and then the OD ulti, that Bristleback's got very intelligence, and he just gets completely blown up there by the OD. Like the hero is super tanky, very difficult to deal with for TNC at all, except in cases where the OD can do that to him.
Out the question, did he still come back in this game? I mean, they just won that team fight quite convincingly.
Yeah, I think it is out of the question, just because.
It is? Oh dear.
I mean, the timing, they're gonna get rushed now, and there's still another 80 seconds on OD's ulti, so I don't know, like MVP could just go right now. I don't know if they will, but I feel like they don't even need to push in top lane, they could push through mid and go to that Rax, and without OD having the ulti, that was kind of a crucial part of the play. Like, they just need a plan to deal with the OD. Like, I wouldn't be that surprised to see Beastmaster blinking in to roll the OD, TA blinking onto the hero. Like, if that hero's not dishing out damage, if the hero's either dead or running away, they're not gonna deal with the Bristleback. They aren't.
His net worth just continues to swell and swell. It really boils down to the bottom lane, like you mentioned, Gans. And I want to actually just highlight Teehee for now. He not really purchased items. Yeah, he did complete jumps, but he has 3,800 gold. Did he actually buy like a blink?
I don't know. It's actually a tough call. He might just be wanting to go straight into the Skadi. That might be like the optimal build here, but I'm not sure he's gonna be given that much time. Cause like Blink and Shadowblade, those kind of items are, if the enemy team's just running at you 5v5, it's not really great value for money. Those are items that, give you value in initiating pickoffs and smaller fights. So, not sure, like a BKB is not really great value either. It's not gonna do anything. Maybe he buys a Sanjin Yasha.
Sanjin Yasha, what about like an AC? It's gonna help the team, especially just sort of negate a bit of that QO damage and the negative armor for Ev. I mean, I'm just laying out there whatever items, because I remember I think it was 343 he said if you go for an AC it means you do a pretty okay item.
I mean you can't like rush a first item AC on a Slark, I think, and he rushes the S and Y because it's basically, this is the cheap version of Skadi. That's what I was talking about. Like, he needs more sustain, he needs more tankability, more stats for those fights, and I think he would have liked to just go straight all the way for Skadi, but it's way too risky, so it just gets the S and Y right now. And as things stand, I still think it's gonna be a very difficult hold for them. As long as MVP can deal with the OD, I think their Bristleback is just immortal. And TA, well, has an Aegis, so also kind of immortal.
Tough game, but we'll just have to see whether TNC can somehow pull a miracle out of their asses right here. This seems to be the final push. MVP with this Aegis, they want to close out the game. T, okay, he does S and Y like you suggest. Vincent, you're gonna swap in for F. Can they kill him off? He's gonna get step forward as MP. Oh, go straight for the Raw damage. He wants to kill this Ninja's drop. It will take care of the rat problem, so no rat anymore. And A is gonna get blown up. It's gonna actually 3 right now. As the Viper's gonna be forced from side mage, TNC Shadow dances away, trying to get away. Sanity's Eclipse is gonna bring everyone's mana low, but Forever is gonna hunt down Teehee, pounces away back into the front of his Forever. Actually, is he gonna dive this? No, I don't think he will. Yes, he does clean up Raven again, and he will bring Savage down, which is a dieback, and they will clean this off, close off this game. It's game 1 going the way of MVP.
Yeah, it's a pretty convincing win, and it's, you know what, I hate to say this kind of thing, but it's it's a game that people who are familiar with MVP and have watched the IO Bristleback probably didn't need to watch. Like, if you just looked at the scoreboard, you'd be like, oh, there's the classic MVP IO Bristleback. Like, there's interesting things in this game, like running the Slark mid and how it works against the TH, killing it over and over. But as far as like what decides the outcome of the game, it's very much sort of standard. Okay, Beastmaster got great timing on items, and Bristleback and IO just they pretty much beat a tri-lane. The Bristleback did way too well, and if a Bristleback does that well early on, and the team with the Bristleback and the IO and the Witch Doctor and that kind of lineup knows how to use it, that's just what they do. They snowball, and you cannot stop them.
I completely agree with you. Anyways, guys, sorry for the quality issues. Had to reset. Yes, and I'll just restart the stream quickly. Alright, so we'll be back very, very shortly for game 2. See you guys in a bit.